Hello, and welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. And I'm hopping on today to talk about soothing anxiety, how you can soothe anxiety with the earth. It's an amazing practice. I'm going to share with you 3 practices that you can do right away today, right now, to ditch the worries, to find a strength and a fortitude and a resilience that maybe you didn't even know you had access to, no matter what is going on. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Irena Miller. I'm an intuitive energy guide, and I have been bringing women along the journey for over 20 years in how to connect to their gut instincts and to translate those gut instincts into action items. So instead of letting the worry and anxiety cause analysis paralysis, what I do is I really tailor particular sacred practices to meet them right where they are in that moment, to help them so that they can find the peace and that strength and resilience I mentioned earlier to move forward. So let's jump in. It's amazing what we have in our very own backyard, or maybe even if we're living in a city, hopefully just a few blocks away at a beautiful park, the ability to connect with the earth, to find a peacefulness. The first thing I want to mention, because I have a lot of students right now who are going through uncertain times, and these are the practices I'm sharing with them. And maybe you can relate. Maybe you know someone in your life who's experiencing this as well, or heck, maybe even you yourself have experienced this. But I have students who have been laid off recently. I have students and clients who work in industries that are highly affected by what's going on in our world at this moment. Theater, restaurant, travel advisors. I have students with high school and college seniors who are wondering what's next, how do they move forward, and even students and clients who are in the process of moving, one of them across countries. And it's an interesting time that we're in now because there is a lot of uncertainty, and that could simply eat away at us to the point where we just don't take action. And that in and of itself is a choice not to do anything, and it can drain us and exhaust us in the end. So when you jump on, let me know if you have a chance to get outside and play, and if you have a favorite activity when you're outside. I know that for me, I love being on the water, out in the woods walking. So let's jump into how the earth can support you in this moment. The first practice I want to talk about is earthing. Now, earthing is a wonderful practice of getting outside and taking advantage of the fact that sometimes we pick up stress in our field, and that creates what's called all of these positive ions, and it makes us anxious and nervous. Some of this stress is just from the constant bombardment of news and information, sometimes other people's worries and fears. So by going outside and practicing earthing, which simply means you can go out barefoot on the grass, it allows you an opportunity to release all those built up positive ions in your space, discharge them to a certain degree, and really connect with the negative ions that are present in the earth. And this brings balance and harmony into your energetic field and system, and it is truly fascinating. So I invite you today, get outside. If you can, if it's in a warm enough climate, take off your shoes for a moment and just take a few deep breaths with your feet on the grass. It makes such a difference. You'll feel a shift in your mood, in your emotions, in your energy levels right away. The second thing that is extremely powerful is noting the natural rhythms of the earth, of the environment where you live, the geography. Sometimes it's as simple as noticing the new moons and the full moons, that on the full moons you might have extra creative energy where you want to go out there and play. Sometimes it's new moons. It's that moment of wanting to just be introspective and tune within. But by noticing the rhythms around you, you can become in sync and in step with them. So rather than beating yourself up about feeling so much energy, you can't go to sleep. And I have a client, before we started working, she would really beat herself up because she couldn't sleep during full moon. She realized afterwards, we kind of came together. I was able to point out that pattern to her. Not those lack of sleep days happened often on full moons. And she said, oh, well, I am really creative. I come up with all my best ideas at night during those full moons. So she stopped beating herself up. She started to enjoy that extra energy she had, and she brought in rest and sleep in other ways throughout the day. So working with the natural rhythms rather than fighting them and going against the flow can release a lot of the stress, because sometimes it's simply pressures we put on ourselves, like, why am I feeling this way? If I could only. And what if it's not just you? What if it's the environment that you're in that's affecting you because you're out of step and out of harmony with it? And then finally, the last practice I want to mention to you is a walking or a moving meditation. So I say walking, but any kind of movement, whether you're in a boat on the water or you're going out for a walk in the woods, there's an ability that you can do, there's an ability that you have, a practice of mindfulness, of the way that you walk and move through the woods, or the way that you place your oar in the water, that again brings you in sync and in harmony with the rhythms of the earth. And there is something so incredibly healing and soothing. If you've ever been to the beach and you've had that opportunity to walk on the sand and feel the healing powers, the way the stress just drains out of your body. I have a client who loves to just stand, because she lives near the ocean, with her feet on the wet sand and feel the water wash up, and instantaneously the stress melts away. If you're not near the water, I'm not near a large body of water, and I love to practice what's called forest bathing. I'll go out for a mindful walk in the woods. This is a wonderful Japanese practice where just simply being in and among the trees, it's like earthing and grounding. It helps to clear all of those positive ions out of your field that are causing stress. So these 3 practices you can do right away. The earthing, get outside and go barefoot, then noticing what's happening in your environment, get in rhythm with the natural cycles, and then finally a practice of moving meditation or mindfulness, whether it's through walking or being on the water at the ocean. It makes a big difference. And hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me, Tammy. It's great to have you, Leanne. I know the weather, it's so nice when it starts to warm up. Still a bit chilly here today, but I had to get outside too, because there's something so healing about being in nature. Hello. And Candy, yes, you have the most wonderful pictures that you share with us in videos from walking with your dogs in the woods. Oh, I didn't get to see the meteors last night. No, we had some overcast weather here. Oh, so thank you for being here with me. Clara, hello. So wonderful to have you, cousin, from across the pond. I hope you all have a magnificent day wherever you are, and that you get to play outside safely and enjoy this wonderful earth we have that is a natural soother to anxieties and worries. Simply being outside and playing. And if you're ready for the next step on your journey, continue the conversation with me. Click the link above. I can't wait to catch you on the flip side. Mwah! Lots of love. Bye.